Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Esteban Bedeguer.
And...
Hi. I'm Angie.
Aunt Lafitte.
I'm going to start learning my name in different languages.
It just throws me off, man. It's like, that's not his name.
That's not the intro.
Now people are going to think your name is Esteban.
Technically, I mean, it's
is.
correct.
Why? I thought
That's the translation of
Steve.
Steve into Spanish.
Really?
Yeah. What'd you think it was?
Stefano?
No.
What?
No.
Stefano?
Yeah.
I think you just made that up.
Yeah, have you ever heard somebody named Stefano?
Yeah.
You've heard Stefan. Not Stefano.
It's Esteban.
It's Esteban, yeah.
Esteban.
Learn something new every day here at Reviewing History.
What are we here to talk about?
Yeah, what are we
Talking about the Buccaneer.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
We're talking about when America establishes itself.
No.
Well, yeah, because I feel it's like we're still on shaky ground. We're not like fully proven.
Okay.
And it's like after this, it's like Rocky 1, it's like Rocky shows himself he's a contender and he can hang.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the second one, it's like, oh, he's legit.
Mm.
You know, like he wins.
The War of 1812 has been referred to as the Second Revolution.
Yeah.
It's not really. There's nothing revolutionary about it. It's a standard
We held our ground.
19th century war. Oh, actually, it's more of a 18th century war, but yeah, it's in the 19th.
There's no winners or losers, really,
The status quo is maintained,
which is a win for us.
which is definitely a win for us, even though we
wanted Canada.
probably trying to bite off more than we could chew.
Well, we had that fuck up. William Graham? No.
William Hull.
Hull.
That was the opening of the war, pretty much. So, yeah, so let's talk about the War of 1812 before we get into the film, I guess.
Yes.
We need some context here.
Sure.
So, in the wider world, this is a extremely turbulent time, one of the most turbulent times in human history, the age of Napoleon.
Yes.
Britain is at war with France and the massive coalition that is trying to take him down. That's been going on in the background of American politics. Combine that with the French Revolution for going on 25
And we're kind of
years.
using that to help ourselves a little bit, right?
Here and there, you do what you can to kind of
Louisiana
do
Purchase.
trades. Right, the Louisiana. Well, that's the big thing here, right? So Napoleon gets a hold of the Louisiana Territory. Now, the Louisiana Territory, everybody thinks of it as French, right? It's founded by the French.
Yep.
The French put a bunch of cities there. New Orleans is French. But
Detroit, right?
ever since the French and Indian War, that territory was owned by the Spanish Empire. It's not until Napoleon invades Spain, takes it over, and acquires Louisiana through some backroom dealings there, and then goes and sells it to the Americans to fund his Grand Armée, which will invade Russia. This is all interconnected shit, right? The Louisiana Territory at the start of the War of 1812 has only been American for about 10 years, maybe a little less. But Americans are already pouring into the region and populating it. It's very sparsely populated. New Orleans is obviously the big center of commerce and trade and the only real city.
It's a new land of opportunity.
Yes.
Also, isn't it also like if you're thinking of Northeast America compared to that area, isn't
West.
that way more the West?
Midwest.
It's way more fertile land.
Well, yeah, the Louisiana Territory, unbeknownst to most people at the time, is some of the most fertile land on the planet.
Yeah.
It's the Great Plains, you know. But none of that's cultivated at this point. It's all Indian territory. Pretty much the Americans have bought a gigantic tract of land that has a
manifest.
bunch of people living on it that don't want them there.
Well, we bought the ability to manifest destiny, right? Like,
Sort of.
You just bought
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right. It's going to be contested. In fact, that's part of what this war is about. So there's really two causes for America to declare war on Britain in 1812. The first and foremost is impressment, which we've talked about several times in the past on the show. Britain is losing a lot of sailors. It's been at war for 20 years.
well, they're fighting Napoleon, right?
Yes. They need experienced sailors, and what they're doing is just shanghaiing people. They'll pull up next to an American ship, arrest everyone on board, and force them to join the Royal Navy. Simple as that. They're kidnapping people. America obviously cannot stand for that, having their citizens stolen.
To fight for a foreign power.
Right. On top of that, the British are really in bed with Tecumseh and the Indians of the West. They like the idea of having an Indian buffer state in between to counter the expanding United States in North America, because of course they control Canada.
It also gives you a thing where you can, like, let's say you want to do a little raid on America, you can do it without kind of
Through the
washing your
Indians.
hands. Exactly.
Right. They'll pay. They're paying for scalps. The British government is paying the Indians to kill Americans. So it is really a matter of national honor and integrity that President Madison will declare war on Britain. This is not a popular war everywhere. It is in the South. It is in the middle. I say colonies, no, the middle states.
Yeah.
But New England is very much against this war. And
Really?
Yes, and it will negatively affect the proceedings in combat because. So we talked about a couple weeks ago about William Hull and the siege of Detroit, which is a massive disaster for the Americans because the opening of the war is essentially the U.S. trying to invade Canada via Detroit into
Trying to take
the
it
Toronto
quick.
area, right? So that goes terribly. The second thing is to try and go through Montreal and New York, and this is the New England area. They are not able to raise troops, the U.S.
Okay, so they can't
because
get, like, a
New
force.
England will not support the war.
Like, we don't give a fuck.
They just don't. They won't come
What's the reason?
because New England is very much in bed with Britain as far as trade goes. So
Okay.
all of the merchants and commerce people in Boston and
New York.
Newport and all those places, they not so much New York.
Okay.
New York is not. It has plenty of other places to trade, but New England,
Yeah.
it's England, and they call it Mr. Madison's War. And they do not. They try to stay out of it as best as they can. Obviously, they're Americans,
Yeah.
still, so they're going to fight.
But they're not galvanized with, like, we got to
Right.
get, this is the righteous cause.
Right. America does surprisingly well on the sea, especially in the early years.
Yeah.
It's really like backward because America should be winning in Canada,
And
it can't.
yeah.
And then they kind of kicked the Royal Navy's ass a couple of times. The third theater, which is more prescient to what we're going to talk about today, is the South. And that is kind of disconnected from everything else because it's an Indian uprising by the Creeks. It's called the Red Stick War.
Yes, which is Davy Crockett we've mentioned during the Alamo episode.
Yeah. So the Red Sticks are like in Alabama and just raiding American towns.
Now, the
killing
Red
people.
Sticks, they changed their name to the Commanders, right?
Was that a team, the Red Sticks?
It was the Redskins.
Oh,
which
Red
is,
Sticks.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where Andrew Jackson is. Andrew Jackson is fighting the Red Stick.
Yeah. And he's just like obviously he's not president yet, but he he fought in the American Revolution as like a 13-year-old or something, right?
Yeah. So he's the only American president to ever be a prisoner of war. He, I actually just read this. Do you remember not the opening scene, but the very beginning of The Patriot?
Yes.
There's the scene where the kid, what's his name? Gabriel,
Heath Ledger?
The Joker. Yeah, Heath Ledger comes back. He walks into their house and he's all mutilated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Father. Yeah. That scene represents a battle called the Waxhaws. Now, the Waxhaws happened immediately after the fall of Charleston. So what was going on was the British had landed. This is 1779. Actually, no, it's 1780. The British landed, taken Charleston, and there was reinforcements coming from the American side to reinforce Charleston, but they got there too late. Bannister Tarleton, who was Colonel Tavington, we talked about
Jason
in the
Isaacs,
Patriot episode, him and his loyalists hunted down the reinforcements. They tried to surrender, and they massacred them. That's the Waxhaws. That's Tarleton's quarter. Andrew Jackson was a little kid who watched it happen. Him and his mother were there on the scene, and they actually brought a bunch of the wounded soldiers into their house to try and
Help
nurse
them.
them back to health. Later, him and his brother would join up with the Continentals as like spies and runners and stuff. They got captured. He got like a broadsword to his face with from British jailers. He's a brutal guy. One of the toughest dudes to ever live.
Fucking love him.
He's walking around with bullets in him from duels.
Ultra badass.
It's just Jackson, man. He's the American Napoleon.
But
he's the
just,
cult of personality.
He's just an American soldier at this point. Like at this point in the movie,
He's a general.
He's a general, right?
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's risen up through the ranks.
Yes. And he's a very hard scrabble guy who comes from absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of his personality. He is low class who's made himself an aristocrat.
He's an American, like the American dream, you know?
Yeah.
Come from nothing, build yourself up, work hard.
Right.
Mediocrity.
Meritocracy.
Sorry.
So in 1914, Napoleon is toppled. 1814. Napoleon.
1914. What a reign.
Yeah, that would be different.
the fucking 100 years.
The
like,
invasion of Russia fails, and then the long trek back across Europe,
Yeah.
Battle of Leipzig, eventually culminating in Paris falling.
and Waterloo.
And he has to abdicate. When that happens, this is before Waterloo, right? Waterloo hasn't happened.
Yeah.
When that happens, the British Navy is freed up, and they throw everything they got at the Americans, who are still at war. And that will be when they land in D.C., they burn the White House.
Madison flees.
Madison flees. Dolly saves the painting.
Yes.
And then they attack Baltimore. From
Star Spangled Banner.
From land and sea at the same time. That is the Star Spangled Banner. And
Yes.
the people of Baltimore managed to fight them off and win.
Yeah, you don't ever go to Baltimore.
While that's happening, there is peace negotiations happening in Europe. America and Britain will declare a peace. And it more or less reestablishes the status quo. Now, unbeknownst to the people that are still fighting, that peace has been declared, doesn't matter. There's already a British fleet sailing for New Orleans. So the Battle of New Orleans happens after there's already been a peace treaty.
Yeah.
That does not mean that if the British somehow won the battle,
They're
they were
gonna
going to
leave.
give New Orleans back.
Yeah.
It's very much a very dangerous situation for the United States because if you look at the continent, the key to it is the Mississippi River.
Yes.
And if if the mouth of the river is controlled by a foreign power, America cannot function.
Well,
especially at that time.
They can cut the nation in half.
Right, whenever they want. You can just shut it off.
You can do an anaconda plan,
Right.
essentially whatever you want.
Yes. It is imperative that America control the city of New Orleans. That's why this is such a big deal. So at the start of the movie, and finally, Andrew Jackson is not the main character of this movie.
No.
Sadly.
It's Yul Brynner, Jean Lafitte.
This is the best Yul Brynner's ever looked in any movie.
He's awesome. He's got a wig.
Yeah.
You know where he's from? I looked it up.
He's like Filipino, right?
No,
Something like that.
He's from Vladivostok. He's the far east of Russia. Whoa. Like just north of Korea.
Was he born there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is 1958, right?
Yeah.
What's interesting about this movie, it does something that I don't think I've ever encountered. It's a history lesson to start.
Yeah.
I fucking
With a
loved
map.
it.
It's Anthony telling you this is what's going to happen in the movie.
The movie does what I just did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only on a smaller scale. But yeah.
Yes.
It explains to you why Jean Lafitte is important.
I loved the opening, and I was like, I want
great.
every movie to open like this.
Great.
I got taken back. I was like, don't tell me this is going to be a recurring thing in this movie where this guy's like telling me.
That would have been awesome if he just popped up throughout the movie.
Like after the intermission. So, where were we?
He's like, the movie will be more enjoyable if you understand this.
Yes.
Right.
They say that directly.
Yes. And he's right.
He was correct. He was correct.
It needs that context,
Yeah.
actually.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Because this is kind of an obscure thing. Like, people know the Battle of New Orleans. They don't know the ins and outs.
No. They don't understand, like,
Right.
yeah, even me, I never thought, like, about the British coming up from the waterway and, like, you know, how important that is. I really wasn't too familiar with too much of the story,
Right.
to be honest.
You don't hear about Barataria.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't hear about it. It's just
You should hear about it.
should.
Laura.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's overrepresented in the movie. They make it more important than it actually is, but it is important. And
We're due for a remake of this.
I would love that. I would fucking love that so much.
I don't think it
I
would
didn't think
be
you need
as
to
good.
I would just love a War of 1812 movie. Can we just have that?
That'd be fantastic.
I don't know if you could do it.
Why not?
There's just because there's so many sides to it. You know,
Well,
it's
people
not,
hate Andrew Jackson now.
It's not like there's no like A to B. It's going to branch off on a lot of different directions.
It is a messy war.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's hard to get a cohesive. You'd have to do like one part of it. You know,
Which is what this does.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we first hear about this?
The movie?
Yeah.
I, in like 1997, walked in on my dad watching this movie on television, and I saw the battle scene.
So you saw
I've
like
been
the
thinking
end.
about this movie ever since.
Okay.
That's it. I saw one scene, and I was like, this exists. Charlton Heston's Andrew Jackson. I want to see this.
That's all I know is that
Yeah.
Charlton Heston plays Andrew Jackson.
Yep.
I knew nothing. I didn't even know that until you guys told me. I didn't know this movie existed. I didn't know it was 38 or 58 or anything.
We were talking about, like, we wanted a movie for 4th of July, like an American history
Yeah.
movie, and I was like, there it is. Finally get to watch The Buccaneer.
First thoughts.
I loved it.
I
It's so
I can't say I
cheesy.
loved it. I'm not gonna say I loved it. It's cheesy. It feels fake, but
It's like a play.
Well, the whole thing is on
Yeah.
sets. Like,
yeah,
they're
it's
clearly
so
on
weird.
cheap fit, like
Right.
50 sets.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like the Ten Commandments. Like, if you rewatch Ten Commandments, you
Yeah.
realize these are stage actors doing a stage play, but it's on film and it's a movie.
It's also
It's the same as this.
It's got like I don't know what it wants to be. Like there's moments where it's like, oh, this is a love story. No, this is a silly pirate story. No, this is a war. Like it's
It's all of that.
it's all of it.
It's an epic.
it's a swashbuckler.
Yeah.
It's there, but I don't.
But
know
there's
if I
no
like-
swashbuckling.
Yeah,
There's barely
they're
any.
nice.
Like, we're talking about the Battle of New Orleans. The Battle of New Orleans is about 5 minutes in the movie.
Yes.
And they like don't even have like action in it.
The movie
Yeah.
needed way more. The
Yeah.
movie needed way more swashbuckling.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna see Jean Lafitte
Yeah.
like swinging on a rope, like landing and dueling
Would've
someone.
been great.
Yeah.
Like the story's intriguing, but it was tiring waiting for it to get to its point. For me,
I loved every minute of it. I thought it was
very
great.
colorful.
It's surprisingly accurate
Yeah.
too.
There's a lot of accuracy in it, and then there's complete made up nonsense.
So I saw a thing from the screenwriter who said, basically, when I was writing this, all I did was I took the real history, and then he goes, and then I just had to add a love
Make
story.
a story.
The love story
Yeah.
sucked. It shouldn't have even been there.
Well, do you know how old that real woman was during the time of these events?
No.
She's 2 years old. So I don't think Jean Lafitte was.
Beautiful. He's just mad.
At least I really hope
Yeah.
Jean Lafitte wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was pointless for that love story. It made no sense.
Well, they need to make a movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I love you.
Yeah.
They spoke 4 times their entire lives.
Right.
Like, stop it.
It's a 50s chase romance. I'm not going to get on it about that.
But it's not. It's really not.
What do you mean?
Like, it has the scenes for it, but there's no substantial story. There's no, like, he's doing this for her love, really. It's like,
But that's his motivating thing for everything he does.
but is it?
In reality, no, because it's not real.
Right, like-
but in the movie,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why he's doing it, because he wants to be an American for. He wants to gain respectability so that he can
Yes.
he can measure up to being her husband.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
He wants to earn her love. He wants to prove
Right.
himself.
Yes, like a knight,
Yeah.
which is just silly. But it works for the movie. I think it's totally fine.
So I guess we should,
Yeah.
like, they explain what Barataria is. It's the mouth
Yeah.
of the Mississippi.
So Jean Lafitte's a pirate. This is the real guy now.
Yeah.
In the movie, they make it like he's got a pirate with a heart of gold who doesn't attack Americans. That is all bull and shit.
Well, here's the thing.
His followers love each other deeply.
Here's the thing. We are still dealing with like the Hays Code and shit.
Oh, in 1958.
1958, crime must be punished.
Right.
They can't have a protagonist who's like an anti. Like if you were doing this today, you could show the real Jean Lafitte
Right.
and make it like a nuanced thing. You can't really do that in 1950. They're hampered by the code.
Right. So,
Yeah. I mean,
like we said, the flag over New Orleans and the territory has transferred several times in the last decade. It's not a stable place. So there's opportunities for criminality and for pirates. Also, the Gulf of America at the time is full of commerce and opportunities for people to take advantage of that. I will only be referring to it as such.
in the Gulf of America,
Yes.
like you, there, I don't think it's spoken enough about the vast size of this place.
It's massive.
It's so fucking big that you could have these like pirate coves. 100%, you're gonna have like
It's the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
It's the classic pirate area.
It is
now
so
this
classic.
is the final days of piracy. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's the
about
end.
it's about to be stamped the fuck out. It's been being stamped.
Unless
the
you're
fuck
in like Somalia, right?
out. Yeah.
Western
Well, we're
pirates.
talking about like the Caribbean pirates.
Western piracy.
Right.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right. Yes.
I'm the worst pirate you've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
I did mention to you guys that I felt like I was on the Disney ride watching this movie.
Oh, I totally get that.
Yeah.
The scene with the prison is
Yeah.
legit. It's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole everything, the nice pirates.
I totally agree. It's all pirate. Yeah, it's Pirates of the Caribbean, but I loved it.
Right. So all the European empires have colonies in the region. You know, you've got the French over in Saint-Domingue. The English have all kinds of shit in the Caribbean, and then of course the massive New Spain and South America
And Portugal.
All right, all of the, Brazil. All of these countries are operating shipping in the region. There's plenty of opportunities to make $1 million stealing from them. Millions.
I know what
you know what I
mean.
mean.
Yeah. A ton of money.
On top of that, the British have blockaded the east coast of the U.S. Trade is very bad. It's hard. And there's also like embargoes happening. So, John Lafitte has a giant warehouse with his brother. His brother's not in the movie for some reason.
Really?
They're partners
Okay.
in real life. He has a warehouse in downtown New Orleans that he's operating as a giant like store.
There is a warehouse in New Orleans.
So they're stealing shit, and because people can't get things legitimately anymore because of the blockade
Yeah.
and all this stuff, they go to him. And it's made him very rich. It's made
Yep.
him very popular, and he has
Influence.
right, and he has a pirate fleet in the swamp nearby.
The bayou.
Yes, in Barataria, which is like an island. And that's pretty much his situation. He also has all kinds of guns
And arms, flints,
yes, which is all going to come into play, obviously. So he's an important guy who controls a region.
He's like a mob boss.
Yeah,
Honestly, what I was really
and
thinking,
Criminal syndicate.
he exists outside of the
country.
the legitimate government.
what I was thinking about when I was watching this too, kind of, was in World War II when they had Lucky Luciano and them like survey the docks of America.
Yeah, but even those guys had to operate kind of under the supervision within the realms of the United States. These guys like created their own country.
I'm talking. I'm talking about as far as going for help.
Yeah.
like sometimes you got to go to the criminal, and you're like, you
that's
know this
definitely-
world.
That's definitely a comparable.
That's
thing.
what I was thinking more.
These guys also have the best knowledge of the surrounding area.
They know
around.
everything about this. Yeah,
Right. So that's kind of the state of affairs at the start of the movie. The movie begins with Andrew Jackson and his army marching towards New Orleans, and they hear news about the White House being burned.
Yes. And it's him and this one soldier.
Yes.
It's such a good scene. He's so wistful.
This fucking wig. This fucking wig is so bad.
Fucking Chuck.
It's so bad.
He's so over
and
the
he's
top.
not even he's not even being a character. He's just
If
being
I were a British
himself
soldier,
right
you'd
back
be
to
dead already.
He's just being he's not even doing a character.
Every line that he delivers is incredible.
Yeah.
It's just like this. I am old Hawkface. Gee Willikers.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
Oh, gee,
You're General Jackson.
And it's like Andrew, and they have like some text where it's like, yeah, Andrew Jackson and a bunch of fucking like squirrel hunters are about to take on like.
Yeah.
It's true. Like this,
Yeah, it's so
this army is completely like ragtag. Like
Yeah.
it's backwoods militia dudes combined with like Indians
Yeah.
and criminals. Like,
Yeah.
It's 16,000 Brits that are going to have to face off against 1,200 American ragtags.
they get reinforced to be about 4,000 before the.
Okay, before it
Which is
happens.
still rough.
But those
They're
are the,
outnumbered 2 to 1.
That's
those are the numbers
insane.
they give at
Yeah.
the beginning of
Well,
the
wouldn't,
battle.
wouldn't that be 3 to 1?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
How many Brits? 16?
16,000 is
That's
what they
4 to
say at
1.
the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a crazy like amount.
But we'll get to that later because we got a lot of movie to get through before
Yeah.
we get to that. So
So we see Barataria, and it's like the Lafitte market.
yeah, he's in the swamp.
bayou.
Yeah.
The bayou.
Yeah.
And you meet immediately you meet the general, who's very
Yeah.
suave.
So this is a real guy,
Dominic.
General Dominique. He is not Napoleon's like teacher,
Yeah, he didn't beat Napoleon.
but he did fight in the Napoleonic Wars and has made his way over to. He's abandoned the emperor and come to the New World.
To be a pirate?
I guess so. Yeah.
Dominique Yu?
Yeah. In the movie, he says he fought at like Wagram and Austerlitz and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So maybe he did. I really don't know. He's kind of a minor person. He doesn't really matter all that much, but he's in the movie and he's there and he's cool and I like him.
Yeah, yeah, he's a likable character. You kind of meet all the players here too. You get Bonnie,
Bonnie.
who
Oh God, why does he let her live?
I don't know.
She's a Spitfire.
She's just
She's
trying
just
to kill it.
openly like challenging his authority left and right.
She
Well,
loves.
she's just a silly woman.
She loves throwing a knife.
Yes. Always like she throws a knife with such accuracy, but she never actually hits anyone or anything.
And they're always like, yeah, she can't throw for shit, and it's always like an inch away from her face.
Well, again, this is such a 50s old Hollywood trope, like the sweet blonde innocent girl
Yeah.
and the rough brunette
Yeah,
who, like, you know,
yeah.
It's Annie, get your gun.
who, like, you don't want to be with, you know, like, oh, man, you don't want to end up with that rough brunette.
You can't get your man with
And
a gun.
she causes a big ruckus. There's a huge fight, and you meet Lafitte, which his fighting style was so bad.
We've got the reunification of Yul Brynner and Charlton Heston in this movie. You know, 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
But now the shoe's on the other foot. One's got the authority,
Yeah.
one doesn't. I love it. It's great. Anthony Quinn directed this.
Yes, he did.
What the fuck is that about? Did you know he did that?
I didn't know he directed this until I had seen it, until I watched it. But apparently so Cecil B. DeMille was supposed to direct it. And he got sick. And Anthony Quinn at the time was married to DeMille's daughter.
Oh.
And I guess he tapped him. And DeMille kind of would just hang around.
He's like the producer.
Yeah, and supposedly a lot of his fingerprints are all over the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But
All the extras.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those movies.
yeah, but it was Anthony Quinn. This is the only movie he directed, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. Anthony Quinn, of course, you know, he's in a million different things.
He's Barabbas.
He's also in Lords of Arabia.
Yeah, he's Auda Buda.
Yeah.
And you have a blood feud with the Hawatath.
Tonight, you dine with me.
In Wadi
Rum.
I wish people knew old movies like we do and
Yeah.
love them, because these are great references, folks. Let me tell
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You guys don't know our audience.
Isn't he in like Guns of Navarone too? Or
Yes!
shit? Yeah, right? All the best shit.
Yeah.
But
This is what happens when you two don't go out as teenagers. They just sit in a room fucking watching old shit.
yeah, getting culture.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do like this line. So he's like, he's talking to the brunette chick, Bonnie, and she has like a comb. He's like, I hope you handle a comb as well as you can handle
Oh,
a
yeah,
knife.
because she's rough and
Rough,
tumble.
yeah.
And then there's the love of his life, the governor's daughter.
Annette.
And
What a
that-
scandal.
Yeah.
What a scandal. I didn't mean to fall in love with you. but I have a mustache and needed a beard.
Yeah. I'm wearing the worst wig ever. I'm Yul Brynner. Everyone knows I'm famously the only shaved head guy before 1992.
The King and I. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Inger Stevens, by the way, Swedish actress.
She died at 23.
She died at 23 years old?
No, I'm sorry. She's 23 in the movie. She died like the year later.
Still
Really?
sad.
Yeah. My father was looking up factoids while we were watching.
Oh, you watched it with your pops?
Yeah.
What did he think? Like he'd seen it before?
He saw it back that time.
Okay.
And then this is the second time he's ever seen it. I happened to be at their house and I was like, hey, I got to watch this. So we watched it together.
She died in 1970.
Oh, okay. So he was just wrong.
So she was 35.
Still young.
It's very young.
Yeah,
yes.
unless he meant the other one.
No, he's talking about the blonde, the main woman.
Annette. The one
Annette.
who played Annette.
Yeah.
No, they both lived long lives.
Okay, never mind. My dad got bad info.
What web?
You guys have smartphones in front of you. How do you have bad info? It takes 10 seconds, guys.
He maybe thought she was a different actress.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, she only lived to 35, so she did die very young.
Yeah, so there you go. You said 70.
Well, she died in 1970. The movie's from 1958.
Oh, yeah, that's only 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a long time.
I mean,
Wait, that's exactly what... Yeah, she was 23. She died at 30. Okay, great.
he said two. You said 2 years. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I fucked up. Not
Okay.
him. Not him. I take the blame.
All right.
Okay.
I was like, that's a big difference.
Yeah. So let's jump into back
Yeah.
in.
Annette's hot.
Annette's hot. Bonnie's not bad either.
No.
She's a
Yul
looker.
Brynner's got the pick of the litter here, man.
But she hates him. Or at least he's pretending to hate him.
Even he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, like you could hate him, but do you
She
really
hates
hate him?
that she wants him. That's what it is.
Yes. Because he has usurped her father as king of
Yes.
the pirates.
And he is amazing in his tights that he walks around in. Always
Did you
ready to
see
fend.
that sword fighting? Wide stance tights, just like
I wanted more of that.
I hated it, but it was fun.
Great.
It's fun.
Fighting
It's
them
fun
off
to
with an
see it.
umbrella.
It's like stupid.
I love that in movies.
Right.
Like I want more of that.
Yes.
I love
That's what was
swashbuckling.
missing in this. Yes, it was desperately.
The
missing
movie
it.
needed more action.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
And then the governor shows up.
Well, hold on. I want to. A man Tarzan swings into frame
Yes. I'm glad you. Yes.
with a conch shell. Starts going, and everyone's like, They get into boats and put their stolen stuff into it and just sail into the
Yeah.
swamps, and everybody's just kind of standing around like
Right.
with
But
items.
Yul Brynner doesn't flee. He's like, I got to talk to this guy.
yeah, well, this is his place.
I don't run from no man.
Well, it's like the bootleggers. They all put their contraband
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
But they all hold it
They
in
have
front
the
of them.
lookout, yeah.
They're all holding
Right.
their contraband that they just bought.
But I love that the governor comes out to this fucking swamp where like half the city is out there buying shit. And he yells at them. He's like, you guys want to explain what you're doing out here?
What's everybody doing in the swamp?
Why is my daughter here?
That's what he should be the most concerned
Right.
about.
Yeah.
Your daughter's trying to bang the pirate king.
I also know this was this in color or black and white when it came. It was color,
It's
right?
color, yeah.
A lot of fake plants.
It's all
It's
in the
just
studio.
sets.
It just bothered
Yeah.
me so much that there wasn't even one real plant. Like, come on, man. You couldn't get one.
Here's a little observation. All of the colorful people, like vibrant colors,
Wow, you're so
are
racist.
are the pirates, right?
Yes.
And then all of the soldiers and townsfolk are all in dark drab colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost emblematic of what they're like the dying of the old age. They're the last of the leftovers of the 1700s, you know?
Okay,
the pirates. And then these new people are the future, the industrial people, where all the clothes become black and you go all of the pomp that was the pre-French Revolution world dies once, that happens.
Yeah. I could see that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's also,
I don't know if the movie
Well, it's also
makers
it's supposed to-
intended that.
No.
I think what they're doing is our heroes are vibrant and colorful.
it's
and
supposed to
like,
catch your
it
eye.
catches your eye in this beautiful Vista vision.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you're dealing with military colors. So it's like obviously the Brits we know have to have
they
red.
got their red.
And the Americans have to be blue.
Right.
But I think that's more what it is. And the pirates, they're just, let's make them fucking eye-popping Technicolor.
Yeah.
Let's make them wear like French naval uniforms,
Some of them.
like the white and blue, like
Yeah.
striped.
Yeah.
The governor shows up and he's like, I have $500 warrant for your
Oh,
arrest.
that's an insult.
Great.
He's like, there's going to be no room for you on this continent, Lafitte.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
It's like, it's all right. I always respected the American flag.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up. No, you don't. You're a pirate. You're literally
He
stealing
has
from
a
them.
standing order with his men. No one can attack the Americans. And it's never like understood why. It's just
I
like
just respect them.
he vaguely wants to be American and we can't understand what that's about. But
Just go with it, man. Do we have any evidence that he didn't attack American ships?
no, he did. He 100% did.
Probably consistently.
Yeah.
That's all that was passing through there.
After this, I mean, not spoilers when this is all over, he flees because he can't just stay there as pirate king. You know, like the government's going to kill him. So he leaves and goes to sets up shop in Galveston, Texas, which is part of the Spanish Empire at the time.
Yep.
He took the
And-
Gulf of America
Yes.
to get there, yeah.
He sailed through the Gulf of America over to Texas and actually works for the Spanish government as a spy against the rebels during the Mexican Independence War. So he's all over
Okay.
the place.
I did just
Life of adventure.
I did just Google it real quick.
Uh-huh.
So his official stance was, my pirates are not allowed to attack Americans.
Really?
However,
Now, it may have happened from time to time.
he's not going to say no if they pull up with
I guess
American goods.
if he's got this whole setup in New Orleans, in that area, I guess he doesn't want to piss off the locals.
I think it was a thing where it happened, but it was almost like at a minimum. You know, like
Right.
avoid it if you can.
Yeah.
You know,
But Daddy still needs his pay.
and apparently, they would really, if they did do it, they would try not to kill Americans. But you know, if they got to break a few eggshells, they would.
Right.
So basically, they did, but it wasn't an official like.
Yeah.
The official thing was, I don't go after Americans. So I get why they're portraying it in that movie. In the
Sure.
movie.
It should be more, I don't try to go after Americans, but if it happens,
But now we cut to the docks of New Orleans,
Yeah.
Mr. Brown
and he's
Bonnie's
this guy's
father.
drunk, stumbling around.
and brawling.
Captain Brown.
Yes,
He is brawling everyone he sees. He just wants to fight. He wants to hurt people. But he's lovable.
Everyone's lovable.
I don't get it. There's no villain here. There's not a single known villain. It's just
Even the British are like, yeah.
everyone's doing their thing.
Yeah.
I like.
And he sees that the Bank of Louisiana.
Is shipping $250,000 in
In gold.
gold.
You see that? Lafitte can't get to it, but I can.
It's an American ship. You won't go after it.
Yeah, I will though, because I'm a piece of shit.
Yes.
I'm a real pirate who brawls. Come here, daughter.
And while this is happening, Annette's hot sister,
Yes.
equally hot sister, is sailing on
To
that
Spain.
ship to Spain.
With Antonio.
Yes.
And she took absolutely everying their mother
Yes.
left her.
Yes. Left nothing for her sister.
Yes.
I'm going
Not
with
even a
no,
pin.
Antonio.
And let's not forget, of course, the young boy and his dog.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
They're all-
Migs.
yes, they're all
Migs.
getting on this boat to Spain.
Miggs. Later, he'll fling cum at,
Oh, multiple
Yes,
Migs.
yes.
at Jodie Foster.
Best picture.
Best picture.
Jimmy will tell you.
Yeah.
Right off the top of his head. We're going to Spain to get married. Stay out of this, Antonio. I was like, come on. What is happening here? Why is this part of it? Then you learn
Well,
later
you
on.
learn
You
why.
learn later on.
Yeah.
But I was confused at first. It was like, what's happening?
Well, they're setting it up. I kind of figured where it was going. When
You
they
figured it out?
When they showed her on the boat and they showed the gold, I was like, okay.
yeah, something bad's going to happen.
I did think, though, that it was going to be more, and I'm glad they didn't do this. I thought they were going to do the whole subplot where the girl suspects it's Yul Brynner.
Well, that
Yeah.
should
And
have been a thing.
And I thought that was going to be the drama more, where it's like, you killed my sister and all this.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
thought that
Yeah.
was going to happen.
I'm
too.
glad they didn't
Yeah.
do that whole thing.
Right.
It should have been, though. Like, that's the right thing to do.
No, I don't think so. I think it worked better this
I
way.
like this better.
Yeah. Like, they don't even know it happened.
Yeah.
How could they?
Yeah.
Happened out on the ocean. You know?
Yeah.
So
There's a pirate meeting.
they want regime change.
There's a pirate meeting.
Yeah.
They want to oust Lafitte.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the pirates get together, and they just start chatting it up.
And it does not devolve into violence. at
Doesn't at all.
This is a chat.
In fact, they giggle at silly antics. One
Yeah.
guy's like, "I got something to say. I forgot." And they're like, "Ah, you
fool."
And Lafitte shows up, and he starts dropping knowledge bombs, including
Right.
a man belongs where he wants to belong. And then
I know he sits with his leg up on the armchair.
Yeah, I love
doesn't
the way he
sit
sits in
correct.
this movie.
Yes.
He does like a thing.
he's
where
always
his leg
loud.
is up. And
He
he's
does
like-
it the whole
He's
movie.
wide. His legs are wide, and
Yeah.
one is up over the armrest. And that's the only way he sits.
Yes.
well, that's how a pirate sits.
That's how-
That's how I'm gonna sit for the rest of this episode. I'm not gonna. I'm scared I might break the chair, but like I'm trying.
A pirate always shows his bold.
That's why you wear the tights.
Is that
Right.
why you always wear tights, Lafitte? And he just doesn't respond. He just nods.
So now they start talking about inalienable rights.
Yes.
Right.
He has a weird, like, Indian who reads him the Declaration of Independence.
I loved this. It's the Omega Glory.
Yeah.
They just recite it in the movies, like inalienable rights. I like the sound of that.
It's the rules. Read me the rules.
So stupid. Well, they also find out that Bonnie's father is going after a ship
The Corinthian.
that has 250K in gold. And Jean's like, "What?" And Lafitte's like, "You better pray that I find him before he gets to
Yeah.
them, because if it's gonna be bad."
All right. So he does not find him before.
Nope.
No.
Brown gets to the
All
Corinthian.
right. And we don't get to see it.
Nope.
We see the aftermath.
We see
aftermath.
no
Everybody's like
action.
dead.
It's just half on fire, and it's a bunch of
The
pirates.
pirates
looting.
are sorting the loot.
Yeah. They've killed everyone on board.
Yes.
And they also care for each other because there's a black pirate that doesn't speak.
Yeah, he has no tongue.
He just signals,
Yes.
and
He's got a duffel bag.
he has a duffel bag, and he's trying to get across, and he swings, and one of the pirates like, "Oh, if you try to kill yourself again, I'll kill you." And it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they care for
They
each
care.
other."
Yes.
Wonderful.
These cutthroats are brethren of the coast.
It's a pirate's life for them, man.
So stupid.
But unbeknownst to these rogues, Yul Brynner has snuck up on them.
That is like the most ridiculous thing in the movie, by the way.
Yes, a ship got close enough to drop lifeboats and then row over to the ship without anyone noticing.
We're not talking submarines.
No.
Giant fucking
Full
galleon.
With like 150 people.
Where the hell did you come from?
Whoa, you're a good pirate.
And he climbs on board their ship, and they immediately submit to him.
There's also a deacon pirate.
Yeah, I guess.
What?
He's
There
a pirate,
was.
a pirate priest.
They called him deacon.
Yeah.
Because he puts his deacon boys.
Hey.
Hey.
Schviedel. But so Yul Brynner immediately takes command,
It's a
and
rope
he's just
around
like,
his
"Well,
neck.
guess I gotta kill you now."
Yep.
So he ties a rope around the captain
Brown, yeah.
Captain Brown's neck, and makes his own men hang him, and we don't get to see it.
Nope.
No, it's 1950s. They're not going to show
I was
that.
excited. I thought this was gonna be great.
Granby, hang him.
Yeah. He makes his own man pull him up.
But then they find a boy, a survivor.
Yes. The black guy with the duffel bag actually had a duffel
Toro.
bag filled
Yes.
with a young boy and his dog. The
Yes.
only survivor of the Carpathian. Not the Carpathian. What's it called?
Corinthian.
Corinthian.
Corinthian leather.
Rich Corinthian leather.
But he's a walking witness, so all the pirates are like, we should
We
kill
love
him.
our 70s references.
Do you get that at all, Steve?
I
You know what
don't
Rich-
get any of your
you know what
references.
Rich Corinthian
ever. I
leather is?
don't get any of your references. And I try avidly not to understand them.
I don't even know why I know that, but I do. It's fucking Khan.
Ricardo Montalban did commercials for, I think, an Oldsmobile.
Yeah. And he used to say that the interior had rich Corinthian.
Remember when you
leather.
said you stood home and get culture?
That is culture.
Ricardo Montalban talking about leather.
Which is a made-up thing. There's no such thing as Corinthian leather.
It sounds good, though.
Yeah.
In the 70s, you can market the shit out of that. Oh, this is Corinthian leather.
Ricardo Montalban told me. He's on Pleasure Island.
Do you remember he was
What's the name of that show? It's not Pleasure Island.
I'm taking this away from you.
Not Pleasure Island.
done with this.
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
With
Yeah.
Tattoo, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
you go.
that he
Totally
was
back.
a villain on the show
Star Trek?
on
Yes, I do.
on Freakazoid?
No. Was he?
Ricardo Montalban was the villain. That was like that.
Like the actual
himself?
person?
Yeah.
I didn't like Freakazoid.
Really? I liked it.
Freakazoid, freakazoid.
Freak of me.
Runs
Freaky.
around in underwear.
So
Freaky.
they want to kill him, the boy, and they're like, no, let's just keep him. They get back to their cove. Bonnie's pissed, wants to slit everyone's throat.
Well, they just killed her
They kill their
father.
father. And nobody has
You
the
gotta
balls to kill the kid.
understand this Bonnie situation.
Nobody,
Bonnie's gonna come out and find we killed her father. She's gonna lose it.
She'll freak.
Yeah.
nobody wants to kill the kid. So the child is now going to stay with Lafitte, and
Yes, now
And
he's
that's it.
his friend.
That's
you're
his
my
war.
you're my child now. I'm going to teach you how to be a man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
You keep this a secret, Jess? Yes, sir.
And he finds a necklace, right?
It's the pendant
it-
of the sister.
It was the sister's pendant.
Yeah.
It comes into play later.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And some people want to kill the kid still. They're like,
Yeah.
he's evidence. Let's just kill him.
In
Yeah.
any world, they would have just killed the kid, but finding him, like they wouldn't have left him alive. Like, oh look, a kid, kill him. Like on the pirate ship, they would have.
But they're nice pirates.
Just
Yeah.
saying, real pirates. No, just saying, the actual world, that kid would have been dead.
He might have joined the crew.
No, they would have kept the dog. Because they
So-
probably would have ate the dog later.
So now a bunch of British ships show up.
Just saying,
Yeah.
pirates.
Yeah, the Brits arrive.
And they're like, let's let them land.
They want to negotiate.
This scene was great.
This is a great scene.
This scene was good.
And this is kind of real.
Yeah. So they want to bribe Lafitte to help them
30K.
cross the bayou and attack New Orleans from the back.
We'll give
Yep.
you $30,000 to do it.
Yep.
And he laughs. He's like, these
Lift
plates.
up your plate. Lift them up. What is it?
What is it made of?
Gold.
This is gold.
Your plate is $30,000.
There's more than 30,000 of gold
I
on this
pissed on
table.
$30,000.
That is such a baller fucking
Yes.
moment in this movie.
I'll give you my answer in like a week.
Yeah.
Why are the British dealing in dollars and not pounds? Do you
Because
notice
this
that?
is 1958.
Yeah. That's the reason. He's also on the continent, so yeah, you're right. You're right. It would be pounds,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. But
Yeah.
you're totally right. It's just 1950s. You hear dollar, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
$1, that makes sense.
All right.
Well, do they say $30,000 or they just say 30,000?
They say dollars.
They do. Okay.
I took note of it. I was like, that's not right.
I tried to. I tried to give them an out.
Yeah. So
They
yeah,
talk
he
about the
shoot-
Battle of the Nile.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of references to what's happening in the wider world.
Yep.
It's good. I like all that. Yeah, the one British captain was at the Nile with Nelson and all that.
And Lafitte now has been taken by the American spirit. And he's like, there comes a time where a man needs to change.
right.
Man needs a country.
Well, he's got the portrait of his girlfriends
Yes.
over his chair, his throne.
His pirate throat.
Yeah.
The woman he sees once every like 18 months.
Well, she told him that like she can't be with him because he's a pirate.
He's not an American.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But they don't see each other. Like, when do they see each other?
It's
He's
love,
a pirate.
bro.
He's a pirate.
It's 1950s chase love. So Lafitte goes to the governor. He's like, look, here's the deal.
The Brits are coming.
I want a pardon.
I want your daughter.
I want a pardon and a place in the country.
Right. And in return, I will fight for you.
Yes. And
This is a no-brainer.
easy decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, in reality, that did not happen. So the Americans actually.
Now wait real quick. So we don't know. So Lafitte and him and the girl are like engaged now.
Yeah.
Everything looks like it's going good. He goes back to his pirate lair.
And before he's able to even make it back, somehow the Americans organize.
Well, we don't know who yet, right? We assume the Brits, because at first you get there.
No, because we see the scene.
No, you assume the Brits.
You're right.
You
Yes.
get there, everything's destroyed. He's like,
What happened?
The Brits did this, and I was
Yeah.
like, the Brits, they
betrayed
they
him?
betrayed him or shit.
No
and
way.
then Bonnie shows up, and she's like, it was the Americans, asshole.
And then you're like, Bonnie might be lying.
No. So in the time it takes for her to get from the governor's house back to his pirate kingdom,
Yes.
the Americans organize a vote in the town to decide what to do with him, if to trust him or not. They decide not to. They put together an army, smash his kingdom, and arrest everyone and bring him back to New Orleans before he can even make it down the road.
Yes.
What the fuck was he doing?
Now this is
He's
actually
with the daughter.
now this is real and it did happen, but obviously the sequence of events is off.
So here's what did happen. The people of New Orleans organized a battalion to destroy them. So they attacked them.
With Jackson, I believe, right?
Yes, I believe so. They arrested a bunch of them and put them in prison in New Orleans.
Yes.
So once Andrew Jackson arrives in town, he immediately puts the city under martial law.
Yep.
And just starts recruiting and getting shit done because he knows the British coming. He doesn't have a lot of time. Lafitte does not get captured in this battle.
He escapes.
Right. And then kind of what happens in the movie.
It's exactly
is
what happens in the movie.
Yeah. Lafitte goes to Andrew Jackson
Sneaks in through the window.
and negotiates the release of his men in return for weapons, powder, supplies, and even some fighting men.
Yes.
And Andrew Jackson's like, aces, let's do that.
Yup.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's what happened.
Did Jackson have a special needs trapper trying to give him milk all the time?
What was up?
I don't know, man.
Oh, you
milk thing?
guys didn't realize that Peavy wasn't a real guy?
So
Peavy did not exist.
here's my only thought.
What was happening?
So there's a moment when he's in like the governor's house and he's watching the woman sing Barbara Allen.
Yes.
And
Drink your milk, sir.
he steps
drink your
away
milk, sir.
and goes into the back room and like is in pain. And I'm like, oh, that's because he's got the bullets in him. You know, it's
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson. I know this because he was in the duel. They never say it. So I'm just thinking that Peavy knows that he's got bone problems.
For being shot.
Yeah. And it's like, you better be drinking your milk, General.
Why is he dressed as a trapper?
Because he is a trapper.
No, he's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had no change of clothes.
It's like Davy
What do you want him
Crockett.
to do?
Be in uniform.
No.
It's like Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
You get those
Yeah.
guys, and those are those guys.
Those are
Yeah,
your
but
guys.
he's dressed to go trapping.
Yes.
He's not.
He doesn't have a
trapping right
uniform.
now. Yes, he does.
He's not regular arm. He's militia.
Yeah.
It's like Andrew Jackson's bud and watcher. Of course, he has a uniform.
He probably does, but whatever.
He likes him in the coonskin
Yeah.
cap. It's
Drink
classic.
your milk,
Why-
sir.
Why does Deanna Troy get away with wearing that pink outfit?
Because you see her pussy half the time. That's the reason. Picard was like, I like your meat curtains. Worf
Is
is
there any
like,
nudity in it?
I could smell it from across the bridge. It smells like raw.
So we get like peak Hest here. I had to write down some of the lines because I was like, this is so good.
Oh, yes.
Because the Brits are on the way and like they're doing the negotiation with Lafitte and he's like, all right, I have to take control now. And he's going through and like recruiting people. And, like, before I surrender this city, I will burn it to the ground.
Yes.
And it's like,
Fuck
yes.
yeah.
And then they're like, oh, no, don't do that. He goes, well, you will have to take orders from me. And he goes, you're either a coward or a traitor.
The way he fucking mushroom stamps that guy, who's just like, why should we have to do anything? Like, you piece of shit. I'm going to swing my dick so hard at you, you'll be feeling it for months.
Heston's like talk as he chews people out in this is amazing. I love when Yul Brynner has a gun on him.
And he's like, you think you're getting the better of me?
Right.
There's a point where he goes,
You could kill me, but I will come back.
well, he goes, if you shoot me, I will kill you before the bullet leaves my head.
It's like, not only am I Charlton Heston, I'm Charlton Heston imbued with the spirit of Andrew Jackson. I am the most powerful being to ever exist.
His white wig turns yellow like fucking Goku. There's fucking Peavy next to him. Drink your milk, son.
Fuck you, Peavy.
Fuck you, Peavy.
But I like you.
I don't need. Get your damn rifle out of my face. You special needs piece of shit.
But yeah, they make a deal.
And they show the prison,
Yeah.
and all the
Pirates.
pirates are singing Yankee Doodle to taunt the Americans.
Yes.
Which is what it started as, I believe. Yankee Doodle was like an
Yeah.
anti-American like song, right?
So macaroni, they call it macaroni in the song.
Yeah.
That was a London like foppish upper class club, like known for like culture and high like you go to the Macaroni Club. Well, that's where the rich, most elite people hang out.
Okay.
And the Americans are so unsophisticated.
They'll put a feather.
They put a feather in the hat and they think they're at the Macaroni Club. What assholes! But of course, the basket of deplorables love that.
Yes.
So they made it their own. Yeah.
And we roll with it, and we're like, yeah, we don't even know what this means anymore. But yeah, so the pirates are taunting the Americans by singing it. And
Dominic's ready to die.
yes. And they're like, guess what? You're all freed.
Yeah.
And
like,
Lafitte's like,
I've promises made, promises kept.
Now I must go keep another one and fight.
yes.
You join me if you want to. If you want your freedom.
Yes.
It's like, oh, this is cool.
Yes, he only promised one soldier, himself.
Yes. Because if you fight, you will all be given pardons.
Yes.
Full pardons. And they're all like, fuck yeah. Pirate army,
They love
bro.
Lafitte so much, even though that the Americans just betrayed them and captured
Killed their
them
families.
and killed their families. They're ready to fight for the old Stars and Stripes.
Did you not hear him read the Declaration earlier? They're getting pardons. They get to be Americans. What more could you want in the world?
So now we're at the battle line.
Real quick, there is nothing better than the 1950s patriotic, like, so Babe in the Woods worldview.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
So here's the Battle of New Orleans, right?
Yes.
So the Jackson has taken a canal.
Andy,
Right.
put on your shawl. Andy. Fuck you, Peavy. I'm sorry.
And he's built this giant rampart along this canal. So on the American right is the Mississippi River. On the left is impassable marshland.
Okay.
So he's bottlenecked the British. They have to come at him right at his fortifications. Across the Mississippi River is actually a American gun emplacement that is there like as backup in case they try to cross the river and flank them,
Okay.
right? So the British see this, and as the British always are, they're always super confident.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Just dying.
And what they do is they simultaneously cross the river. They have some guys cross the river and attack that gun emplacement. The idea being to capture it, turn the guns on the Americans from behind,
And blow
just
them.
dominate them.
Yeah.
While at the same time doing a frontal assault on the American fortification.
It seems like a good plan.
It's a decent plan, but
If you get that,
they're also doing it at night, and there's an insane heavy fog. There's always comes into play at this time.
well, it's America. We're always protected by a fog at the right
Well,
moment.
No, this would be protecting the British. The fog,
okay.
Right? As the British are marching, the fog mysteriously lifts.
So God baited them.
And now they're in a giant kill zone with the best sharpshooters in the world, pretty much.
The Tennessee.
The backwoods Tennessee marksmen of squirrel hunters who just mow them down by the thousands. The British lose like 3,000 guys or something like
Just
that.
being picked off.
The Americans lose like 70.
Holy shit.
And the attack across the river actually succeeds, but it's just too little too late.
Oh, they do get the building.
Yeah, they've already decimated them so bad that they had to retreat. And the British army sits on the coast for like the next couple of days and just realize we can't do anything. We've been too badly destroyed.
Yeah.
Get on their boats and leave. And that is the end of the War of 1812.
And that's how we held off and won.
Yes. Andrew Jackson becomes a national hero. He is catapulted into celebrity status.
And then he
And is the next, well, not the next, but
He
will
rides the
become the
wave.
president.
Who's after Madison? Is it Monroe?
I believe. Well, there's Monroe. There's the whole giant battle, political battle between Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams that happens. That's in like the 1820s.
Okay.
Adams has his whole presidency before Jackson.
Madison, Monroe, Adams, and then Jackson is 29. Right. So it's like not for another like
10 years.
15
or so.
years, yeah.
But yeah.
Now, if the Brits win here.
Brits win here. New Orleans becomes British.
Yeah.
And they ain't leaving. They're going to sit there. They're going to use the city. The city's obviously massively, not only is it the gateway to the continent, it controls all internal trade of the United States. Mm-hmm. It's also just valuable in its own right as New Orleans.
Yeah.
Who knows? America would have to
It's
go
such
to
an alternate
It has
history.
to go to war again to get it back.
Yeah, you can't let that go. Right.
Unless you negotiate some kind of, I don't even know what
you'd have to
America
pay,
would even have that they could buy it back or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We would just be fighting for it forever, probably.
Yeah. Like I forget which president said it. It might have been John Adams or Thomas Jefferson, but he said whoever controls New Orleans will forever be an enemy of the United States. Whatever nation controls New Orleans will be a blood enemy of the United States for all time. Something like that.
You could assume that, let's say they did take it, we would have just taken it back somehow. More fog would have rolled in for us, and we would have done something.
President Thomas Jefferson, which makes sense, for example, considered whoever controlled the port of New Orleans a natural and habitual enemy.
Yeah.
A natural and habitual enemy. Yeah. You cannot.
You have to.
Whoever has it has to be dealt with.
Yeah.
America must have New Orleans.
It'd be like it's like putting a fucking roadblock in the middle of your country. It's insane.
Right.
Yeah. But the movie.
Yeah. So the movie's great.
We get solid
The battle
rocket
is-
strikes. The
Ballad-
rocket strikes are awesome in this.
Yeah, I was excited about that because you never get to see
You
that.
never
Yeah.
see them, and it's like, oh, they did it.
Yeah, the rockets are red glare.
Flying over. They're flying over Heston as he's talking.
Well, there's a scene where they're like, we don't know where 300 yards are.
Yeah,
This
And
scene
Yul Brynner's
sucked.
like, I got this.
This scene sucked.
This is awesome.
I'm
this-
sorry.
this
Not
is
the scene. The scene was awesome. This concept sucked where it's like,
it doesn't make sense.
we need the pirate spotter.
Right.
He's the
And then
only
just-
one who could think to climb a tree.
Well, I just like the idea that he's going out there just so that the soldiers on the parapet know when to fire blindly into nothingness.
Yeah.
Like, what?
The fog's too thick. We don't know how far they are.
Yeah.
He gets in the tree, goes,
Now.
600 yards. What? And then they don't use him later. Later
Well, he's
on.
just out- they wait.
Yeah.
They wait for him to get back before they start. Before
No.
they open
Yeah.
fire.
No, I'm talking about they don't know where the British are. And they're like, they get the spotter guy who's usually at the top of the mast to climb the tree. And he goes, they're 600 yards away. He sees them
He just knows.
and they fire and destroy the rocket.
Perfect
location.
shot.
Perfect
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Then they're like, the fog is really thick. We're not going to be able to see the British coming in. It's like, why didn't the guy just stay up there and spot them through the fucking fog? Since he's so good at it. They didn't use him again. They're just like, all right, we're good.
Look, these aren't the best tactics, but you
Yeah.
get what you get, all right?
You know what? I got to say,
It needed more like explosions in the ranks of the British.
We need some hand-to-hand.
Yeah. No, you don't even need that as
Okay.
much. Like, because that.
Didn't
Yeah.
happen.
No, it did.
Okay.
But just, yeah. Like the British are marching, and you hear cannons, but you don't see any like results of them.
Yeah.
Then again, it's if you're from your perspective and you have the fog, you probably wouldn't see it anyway.
No, I'm saying as the movie.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're literally watching a close up of British marching. The
And they just
cannons are being
fall.
shot, and they just
Then they
down.
fall
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1950s. You know, they're not gonna patriot it.
Come on, they've been making war movies a long time at that point. They know how to fucking do some shit.
But they're
It's a
not.
small soundstage, bro. Like it's small. You can tell it's a small
The
stage.
battles are very lackluster.
when
and
the
that's
Nazis
biggest
tried to
problem.
make war movies, they used live ammunition. Come on, we can't have a little dedication here.
We're dealing with the Hays Code, man. It fucked shit up for a long time.
What do you think about the pirate red bandana on Sean?
Jean Lafitte looked great throughout this whole fucking
He's
thing.
awesome.
He's just a theater guy. That's all he is. It's just
It is very theater, yeah.
So the whole battle like scene is like 10 minutes long,
Yes.
maybe. And then we cut to the engagement of Jean Lafitte.
the
and
Liberty Bells.
The only things in the movie that clearly aren't on a soundstage and look so different than everything else.
Oh, what?
The bells, like when they cut to all the bells
Liberty
ringing
Bells, yeah.
and like the B-roll,
Yeah.
like the stock footage, it's so clear. It's not the same cameras,
Right,
and
yeah.
like, you know, it's very jarring.
So they're going to get married now. And now we have this long, like, comedic scene of,
Dancing.
well, dancing, but like the madcap misconceptions of the little kid shows up,
Yes.
the dog, and the. you know,
Bonnie's there
Yes.
with Dominique, and then
Well-
Jackson calls him a general in his own sense.
Yeah. Long story short, he gets found out by everybody that
Yes.
his pirates killed the sister.
Bonnie's
Yes.
wearing her
Yes.
dress. Yeah.
So,
And they want to hang him.
Yeah.
And Heston shows up and was like,
I promised this man liberty.
A
a
full
pardon.
pardon.
and everyone's like, oh, fuck.
And even Yul Brynner's like, I won't hold you to that, General.
Yeah.
Just an hour head start.
Just give me a head
And he just
start.
looks.
yeah.
A pirate can always get away.
Yeah. And he's like, all right,
Fucking lame.
fine.
It was so lame.
It's great. You
It's-
don't have any sense of fun.
It's like the
It's
end
fun.
of,
It's just lame.
it's like the end of the Pirates of the Caribbean where Johnny
Yeah.
Depp
Right.
gets away
Right.
and like, you know,
sails off onto the horizon with his brunette now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want her, but he'll take her.
Yeah. Hey, if you can't be with the one you love,
Yeah.
love the one you're with.
Right. Maybe make her grow her hair out a little longer so she doesn't have like a boy's
What's with
cut.
women wanting men who murder their fathers in the
I like that
50s?
she shows up to the party wearing the dead sister's dress.
Yes. She knew what
This
she
happened-
was doing.
Did this happen in El Cid as well?
No, he killed her father.
Yeah.
And he killed her father, Bonnie's father, and Bonnie
That's
wants him.
true.
Yeah, you're right.
What's up with this trope?
You become the new daddy.
I'll be your daddy.
And that's the end of the movie.
Don't they have a
Pretty
hint
much.
at Andrew Jackson's wife at one point in this?
He mentions Rachel several
at
times.
one point, right?
Rachel, of course, will be accused of being an adulterer by John Quincy Adams
And that'll
during the one of the most ugly campaigns ever. It's been topped, but
yeah.
but at the time it was definitely the most scandalous. They kept accusing because she had been married before him,
Uh-huh.
and I guess the guy died or he didn't get a divorce properly, and they kept saying that they were like living in sin, like they had a fake marriage.
Jackson and her.
Yeah, which he doesn't.
Oh, that's
And then she died.
Can we-
She died. She died during the campaign. So now it's like he has holy vengeance.
you
on them.
killed my wife.
You killed my wife. Yeah, I hate you, John Quincy Adams. I'm going to fucking destroy you.
So before we finish it, the ending of this movie, he he leaves, but he changes outfits before he gets like to the boat. And
Well, I
leaves.
assume they've been on the boat for a bit.
But do you remember what he was wearing?
He's wearing the green, right?
No.
Wasn't he shirtless?
It was a
Oh,
silk
right, yeah.
kimono-esque thing.
He's got like a he's got an Asian-looking shirt.
and I sat there like, why did they choose this? Because it didn't make sense to me. Because he
looks
just
like
he
the king
just
of
got on the
Siam,
ship.
ironically.
Yeah.
He was the king of Siam. Did you ever see that movie?
what?
The King and I?
I've seen like play adaptations.
I never saw it.
I never
either.
saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
Isn't it just like My Fair Lady or something?
It's a musical, I think.
Yeah.
My Fair Lady.
It's just not something that like
But it's Yule.
I should watch it.
We like the Magnificent Seven, don't we?
I do like the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
The King and I is a musical, yeah, based on the book Anna and the King of Siam. Is it a true story?
I don't know.
Can we get away with just?
Probably. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
You remember
It's
the
from
game?
the memoirs of Anna.
I guess it's real.
We got to do the King and I, man. We got to do more Yule.
Brenner
Isn't
King.
that like,
Yeah.
Isn't that like a 3.5 hour movie?
I don't know.
It's a play. I don't know.
Do you remember that game? Like it was for PS2. It was called Gun.
Yes,
I love Gun.
that was like the knockoff Red Dead Revolver.
Well, it was before Red Dead Redemption Revolver.
It was before Red Dead
it's like
Revolver.
it's like the first
Okay.
real like cowboy game. But there was a line in that game where the main character like looks at a priest guy who's like burning people, and he goes, "That man's a preacher. I'm the king of Siam." I just remember that.
The King and I is only.
Oh, 2.5.
It's only 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's not that bad. Yul Brynner, man. Dude, look at this cast, Steve. There's Rita Moreno in it. Come on.
Oh,
Come on,
dang,
Steve.
Great.
Do you know who Rita Moreno is, Steve?
No.
Do you know it?
No, what is that?
She's
Oh, West Side Story.
West Side Story. Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
Great. Can't wait. How about Deborah Kerr? Deborah Kerr's in it. Can't wait for that. She's been in such hits as An Affair to Remember.
Oh, classic.
She's a babe. She's in From Here to Eternity. Come on.
That's a great
Oh,
one.
fuck. Oh,
Sinatra.
man.
She's in Quo
You can do
Vadis.
that. You want to do From Here to Eternity?
I would do
Yeah,
that.
there's at least 35 people who know that movie.
She's in Quo Vadis.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I saw this movie we got to do. Supposedly it's a masterpiece. It's called El
Kabong.
No.
El Chapo.
Fuck. It's about Garibaldi uniting
Oh
Italy.
shit!
Fucking
Yeah, that
supposedly
was
it's like a
probably good.
masterpiece.
What about the new movie coming out with John C. Reilly as Buffalo Bill in Italy?
Oh, we got to do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
That's got to be great.
What do we rate this? What do you rate this movie?
I loved it.
I know, but like,
It's obviously
this
flawed.
can't be.
It's not a 10.
No.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
So high. That's so high compared to other
I
eights.
loved every minute of it. Like I can't.
It's fun.
Not give it an 8.
It's a fun movie, but it's silly.
yeah. It's silly.
I'll give it 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5.
You just mean.
It's not. No, it's just.
Did you not enjoy it?
It's enjoyable. I probably wouldn't watch it again because it's just.
I love
It's
that
just
it's just
longer
this
than-
subject matter that there's no other Warfare
Yeah.
12 movie.
Right, but it's just not focused on that a lot. It's not like it could have been more. You know, it's more like this is a pirate movie, but not really. It's
Not really.
You know, like that's what.
It's everything
it's
but
got
nothing.
it. Yeah, it's got.
That's why I can't give it like a full great
It's got
score.
its hands in way too many pieces of cake.
Yeah, like it.
I
On
just
a,
made that metaphor up. You got hands in too many cakes, my son.
Great.
Always. The maximum amount of cakes it could be is like 2.
Stop putting your hands in all those cakes.
Hand on too many cakes. You don't even know what you're doing.
Coin something new,
I just invented a term.
and it's so dumb. Mac 2. It's 2 hands. They're just stuck in.
Pick one,
We don't know
son.
why. We don't know why.
You're getting ahead of yourself. You got your hands in too many cakes. Because people are always, because as you know, people always put their hands in cakes.
Too many, in fact.
This is this fucking banana syndrome bullshit.
And goes to the bakery. He's like, "Oh, you guys look busy. You got your hand in too many cakes."
Mind if I try some? Just scoops.
See, I'm focused.
He doesn't understand.
One hand, one cake. My hand's still free.
Put the second one in. Now I got too many cakes. My hands are in too many cakes right now. One's in chocolate, one's cannoli. This isn't working for me.
Have us in. Lock in. Get out of that gate.
Get out of that cake. Your hands are in way too many now. At least take one out. How are you going to feed it? How are you going to eat this?
We got desserts flying off the shelves.
Real
You're
quick.
not going to shake hands with the president with the hand of cake. No. You got to take it out. At least one. Take at least one out.
The Italian movie is called The Leopard. It stars Burt Lancaster as Don Fabrizio Cabrera, an aging Sicilian prince caught up in the socio-political turmoil of the Italian unification during the mid-19th century.
The Risorgimento.
Yes. It won the Palme d'Or at the 1963 Cannes Film Festival.
Cons?
It's cons.
Yeah.
Cons. Sandra Bullock. It's cons.
Cans? Can?
Cannes? Cons?
Cons?
Cons!
All right.
By the way, I give the movie an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
All
right
right,
answer.
It's fun. It's
understandable.
awesome.
It's fun.
What did you give it, Steve?
A 6.5. It's just it needs to pick a direction.
It's not
that's
your
all.
style. I get it.
No, but it's enjoyable.
I love the look. I love the colors. I love the content. And I love Heston.
Worth a watch. I probably wouldn't watch it.
I love 50s America cheese.
Brian has artistically rendered the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your cannon could use some work, but this is a stick figure battle. Is that fog?
Has the man?
Yeah.
Is there a flying man?
Yes.
It's like a hill.
Oh.
Oh, that's an upward
It's
perspective.
going up the
it's
line.
an upward perspective.
I thought that some of the Americans may have god powers.
They do.
Right.
Have,
There's no pirates,
Your
though.
death.
There's no pirates, which is upsetting. I gotta say, the flag of the British is
Very Confederate.
very.
I was trying to get
This
it
could
right.
easily be the Civil War.
Maybe it's the Scots. Maybe they're fighting the Scots.
They did have bagpipes in the movie.
Isn't that like a South African flag?
What was I guess I needed a thing in the
you
middle,
want it
right?
in the
Yes,
middle.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right, brains.
Practice.
Wrap it up.
Well,
Thank you.
this week on the Patreon, we have something very special. Me and Anthony playing an amazing video game called Liberty or Death.
Oh my god. You're not gonna want to miss this one. Let me tell you.
I'm trying to figure out something else to put out along with it this week. It may be a rough one on side scrollers. I may try to put out the board game footage that we did
Oh
with
my
Pat.
god. You're gonna just douse them
don't
with
do that.
content.
Don't do
I'll just
that.
give them an extra. It's like,
Don't do that. That's just.
So you're gonna compound
mean.
shit with more shit. Got your hand in too many cakes, Brian. Let me tell you.
look, guys, it's the
Don't put
fourth.
your hands in the second cake.
It's the 4th of July
thing
when
I
that
know.
drops. You guys should be out barbecuing,
Yeah.
having fun with family. You know, maybe just let that Patreon week just sit. You know,
Yeah,
what
this,
I'm
is,
saying?
this is the one time when like people will be at our fans' houses and be like, "Oh, you're gonna love this
Oh
show."
my God.
And it's gonna be that.
Not everything goes according to plan.
Get your hand out of that cake.
But yeah, that's Side Scrollers Liberty or Death. So, all right. Want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Brian, Will Q, Get 'em. Let us record down in the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, share, tell a friend. Helps grow the show if you leave a comment.
Turn back time. Share.
Yep. All that good stuff, you know, comment, like, subscribe, sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/reviewing history. There's many weeks of good content, many more to follow.
Many weeks
Yes.
of good content.
just, don't expect a home run this 4th of July. That's all I'm saying. Patreon.com/reviewing history. Follow the show on all social media at ReviewHistoryPod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Have a happy 4th of July to our fellow Americans.